Jollof rice, and as I said, don't sleep on my channel. I am the biggest vibe on the internet right now. So I started with a big vibe, now I'm the biggest vibe on the internet. So in my pan I put some of my garlic thyme infused oil, and I add some red onions. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna saute my red onions, and for the biggest vibe today, so for a big vibe, so the vibe today is I'm gonna put some ground beef in there. So usually they put the meat on the side, but I'm gonna put the meat. So my meal is gonna be in one pot. So as I said, biggest vibe on the internet. You can't sleep on this vibe. So saute my red onions. I'm gonna put some bell peppers, some thyme, and some garlic, and I'm gonna saute that, cook it a little bit, and then I'm gonna add my ground beef. So as I said, Nigerian jollof rice, probably one of the biggest vibe in Nigeria. And me, you know, crazy chef, Jamaican by birth, I'm gonna make this today, and I'm gonna add a couple jerk wings on there just to give it that vibe. So hit that like button if it's your first time here. Hit that red subscribe button. So now my peppers and my onions vibed for a while. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add my ground beef. So now I'm gonna add my ground beef, and then I'm gonna let that vibe, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. As I said, ball by ball commentary. We're giving you the ingredients as we go along. So we're not listing the ingredients, so you gotta stick around for the end of the video to see what's going on. So I add my ground beef, and I'm gonna let that vibe, and then I'm gonna add my rice. Big vibe. So as I said, big vibe. So I add my ground beef. My ground beef is all ready now. So what I'm gonna do now is, so the biggest part of the vibe naturally is the tomatoes. So as I said, this is probably the biggest vibe in Nigeria. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our tomatoes, and I said ball by ball commentary, so you can't not watch till the end of the video. You can't watch a half of the video, you gotta watch the whole video. So we add the tomatoes, and I said we're not listing the ingredients. So add our tomatoes, and we're gonna let that vibe for a while. So soon as we add our tomatoes, we're gonna just let that simmer a little bit, you know, let our tomatoes sweat out a little bit, and then we're gonna add our tomato juice, a little bit of tomato puree, and that's the major part of the vibe. We're gonna add some water, then we're gonna add our rice. You know, we're gonna add a bunch of stuff in there. We're gonna add some spice, and because you can't cook anything. Listen, you can't cook anything without spice. So we're adding our rice. We're adding 2.5 cups of rice. But as I said, you can do whatever you want. However you wanna vibe it, because we're vibing and styling. So add my rice, and I'm gonna saute that. So I add my rice, then I'm gonna add my tomato sauce. So we're adding some tomato sauce. Okay, so now I've done add my rice, and if you look at that, that looks, it's not even cooked yet. It looks delicious. Like, who gets food to look so delicious? It hasn't even been cooked yet. So, but anyway, that's not the vibe. some add some tomato sauce. Usually what they do is they chop up the tomato and they puree it, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just add my tomato sauce to it. I'm gonna let my tomatoes boil out in my mixture, and that's gonna give me my vibe. Regardless what you think, I'm gonna do it a little different. I gotta put my own little spin on things. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add 2 cups. Actually, I'm gonna add 2.5 cups of water. Then I'm gonna cover and I'm gonna let that simmer, not boil. I'm gonna turn my flame down. I'm gonna cover and I'm gonna let that simmer. I'm gonna give you that simmer. The simmer is the vibe. I'm telling you. You haven't got that vibe until you get that simmer. I'm gonna let that simmer. Look how delicious that looks. Imagine what it's gonna look like when it's done. Ooh. So, as I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover and I'm gonna just let it simmer. So I'm gonna add some more water. See? That's how you want it. And then I'm gonna add my tomato paste. The thing with tomato paste is you gotta really take that spoon and just whisk it out slowly. Because what happens is if you don't mix it out properly, all you're gonna get is a big bunch of tomato paste in like one part of your rice. So you gotta really take that spoon and fold it. You gotta really fold it in with that spoon. And soon as you'll see the color, as soon as you get that color, that's when you know you've mixed your tomato paste all over. I'm gonna add some salt and some chicken spice. You can't cook without seasoning. I try to tell you all the time. You can't cook without seasoning. So we're gonna mix that out to the end. That looks good. See how the color change? So that's what you want. And then I'm gonna cover, simmer, and then you're gonna get that vibe. And I said, if you like the vibe, hit that red subscribe button, because definitely the vibe, the vibe, it's all about the vibe, definitely with that vibe. So hit that red subscribe button. If you haven't hit that like button yet, hit that like button. I've never got 1,000 likes on a video. I'm trying to get 1,000 likes on this video. So, see how it looks like that? Perfect. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover and I'm going to simmer for 20. So I'm going to cover, I'm going to simmer for 20 minutes. Then I'm going to check. And, 20, 25, right around there, because it's low heat. But that's the vibe. I'm going to cover, I'm going to simmer for 20 minutes, and I'm going to get that vibe. So, see you in 20. Then, as I said, I'm going to check it. Ooh. Look at that. Big check. Yeah, so it hasn't, so this is my 20 minutes. So I'm going to give it 5 minutes more just to get it perfect. So 5 minutes more just to get it perfect. But that's what it looked like in 20 minutes. Look how beautiful that looks. That looks delicious. So that was what it looks like in 20 minutes. This is what it looks like in 25. Not a hell of a difference, but beautiful. This is what it looks like in 25. Look at that. That looks delicious. As I said, Crazy Chef, Nigerian jollof rice. Big, big vibe.